Do you think it's right that public school teachers can't share their faith in class?
I don't think it's right because I think public school teachers could share whatever faith they want to share, if they whatever religion they want to be. So yeah, that's about it. You just cut that last part out.
What are your beliefs on teachers sharing their religious faith in public school?
I mean, like, be for real. I mean, they should be the same as us. So I'm just telling the truth. So they should do the same thing. I'm be right. They didn't do nothing like that. So I mean, they no different from private school. So there you go.
What are your views on public school teachers being able to share their faith in class?
I believe everyone has the right to share their views. However, in a school setting, teachers, whether the students realize it or not, are looked up. They are idolized. They students model their lives after the teachers. So the views that the teachers might have might highly influence the students. So legally, I kind of agree with what the government has chosen to decide and not allow the teachers to express their views. However, I don't think you should limit every view just to one particular one.
What are your thoughts about teachers sharing their religious faith in public schools?
Well, what I believe.
When?
Public schools must maintain religious neutrality, and public school teachers, who are the employees and agents of public schools, must not interfere with this objective, according to the Constitution.
Hey Chris,
Hey, Corey.
I'm wanting to ask you a few questions.
Alright, I guess that's fine.
Alright, how do you feel, do you think teachers should share their religious views with students, like, according to the Constitution?
Not really. I think they should try and avoid sharing their personal views especially about religion with students, because if it becomes a subject of discussion, the teacher must be clear that the students are not being encouraged to adopt their views. Like, the students should come up with their own views and not adopt the teachers.
So you think it's a good thing that we go to private school and that teachers can talk about it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Alright.
Hey John, I was wondering if you think it's okay according to the Constitution if teachers can wear religious jewelry or clothing.
Well, that's a good question, Chris. According to some courts, teachers have been restricted to wear things such as that could endorse a religion in public in a public place. In this case, a public school, they prefer you rather not, but if you go in stating that you are a Christian and you wear this thing, but you must have it concealed under your shirt and not flash at your students.
I was wondering if you thought it was okay if teachers can hold or participate in religious activities outside of school hours.
Yes, I think so, as long as they represent themselves as an individual and not, like, as a group, as a whole, or, like, go to school and be like, hey, y'all should all come to my church this Sunday, because they can't do that. It's not right. Yes, because it's not right.
Okay, I didn't know. Well, let's see, there was this one time, a long time ago, I noticed the teacher was wearing a necklace that had like an offset T on it. And I was wondering about it the whole day. It was bothering me, and I asked her towards the end of class what it was. And she was like, well, it's a religious symbol that talks about how Jesus Christ, her Savior, died for everyone's sins and saved the whole world, and everyone could go to heaven or something like that. And I went home and told my dad about it, and he got so mad. And he came up here and came up to the school and got in a big fight with like the principal and administration and everything. And the teacher got fired, and I couldn't go to that school anymore. I had to like change schools and districts and everything, and it was awful. So that's why I think you can't be forcing your religious views on other people, like items and stuff like that.
Was the teacher in the story before now, was she right in what she did?
I would say yes, because she may be allowed to share, wear a religious symbol, as long as she was not forcing her religious beliefs on the student. And if the student comes and starts the conversation and asks what it is, it opens her up to freely share her beliefs to the student, as long as she is the one just not initiating the conversation.
If a student in your classroom were to bring up religion, what would you do or say?
If a student in my classroom brought up a religious topic that we weren't covering, obviously we're going to hear him and try to steer the conversation back toward the topic that we're on. We're definitely not going to shut the student down. His views are important. However, we really and truly try to steer away from bringing a religious topic into the classroom for obvious reasons.
Do you think it's right to wear religious symbols such as the cross or Star of David in your classroom?
Honestly, the religious cross or the Star of David, either way, in my opinion, as long as it's worn around my neck and under my shirt to a point where it's not visible to my students, my religion is my choice, and if that makes me feel comfortable, there's nothing that says I can't do that I'm unable to do that. Religion's a personal choice, and we try to keep it that way.
If you desired to, could you lead or participate in activities or religious organization outside of school?
Definitely, most definitely I can. The only caveat being that the state and the school prohibits the wearing of school paraphernalia. It would be, I would shy away from wearing a school uniform or a school shirt while I was doing that. But as far as leading a religious speech, participating in that, I have no fear, no shame in doing that whatsoever.
Although you already teach at a public school, would you prefer to teach at a public or private school because of this issue?
Honestly, in today's economy, I would prefer to teach where I'm going to be able to provide the most for my family. On a personal note, I would be more comfortable teaching in a private school based on my religion. However, I think everyone knows that in the way that things are today, we're going to teach where we can make the most money.